everybody, and welcome back to Are You Still Listening? I'm Michael, and the plutonium that I recently acquired is for aesthetic purposes only.
I'm Melissa, and I'm an uptown rat who's been living in a fancy hat. This is a podcast about Netflix.
Do you want to tell me more about the downtown mouse, Melissa?
Well, the fancy hat is on the ground outside a Waffle House, and now I'm looking for a downtown mouse.
Okay, all right. So yeah, we're back for Are You Still Listening? We're here to talk about iBoy. It's going to be great. This is also going to be kind of a short episode.
iBoy Speedrun edition. If you listen to it fast enough, you can clip through the wall, and then you can do the podcast, but basically by doing a small loop around this volcano instead of doing the whole track of the podcast.
Right.
And that's what we're going to try to do for you today.
And if we do listen to it and record it correctly, we will clip into My Brother and Me. It's going to be weird, but that's kind of our goal.
Yeah.
Anyway, and it definitely has nothing to do with the fact that we've been super, super busy lately and we've had a holiday. And
that we only have the slot in this recording room for about 30 minutes.
Nothing to do with that at all. This is just because iBoy, although to be fair, we thought this would be a fair thing to do for iBoy because iBoy honestly is kind of trash.
It's a movie, and that's about the best thing you can say about it.
iBoy, a movie. All right, so...
A lifetime picture.
What'd you say?
A lifetime picture.
Yes. Okay, so we're going to start out with, and to fit our theme, our speedrun theme, Melissa, because of her hubris about the plot in 45 seconds, where she did it so successfully, this time she's going to be doing a 30-second plot, and she did not prepare. So she's going to be, you can do what you want, and you can be basic, but either way, this is just, we're going for it, and we're going to see how it goes. Are you ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, let's go.
All right. Our story today is about Tim, who's a normal high school boy who gets shot in the head while trying to run away from these bad guys who are attacking his friend, Lucy. And that embeds faux shrapnel in his head, which gives him magical phone powers, which include hacking and seeing the internet everywhere and lightning at the very end. And he uses those powers to stop a crime gang and a big, mean crime boss who shoves money in people's mouths. And he gets the girl. The end.
Oh, man. That was good. Okay, yeah, got it right at the gate once again.
Yeah.
Excellent. How do you feel?
Exhilarated.
And powerful.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the villain of this movie is a total ham. As she mentioned, there is a scene where he finally shows up near the end, and he basically paid his friend, the protagonist's friend who is in the gang, the leader of the gang, paid that guy to sell out his friend. And when he gives him the money, he made sure he showed up in person.
Yeah.
He hands him the money in a wad, and he goes, "Now eat it."
He's like, "Now open your mouth." And he's like, "Look into your friend's eyes. Now open your mouth." And then he just shoves the dollars into his mouth.
And he turns to Tim hornily and says, "That's what power looks like."
Yeah, no, you could tell that this man was the most
excited.
This was the most sexually satisfied this man has felt in maybe a year, is shoving this money into a high school kid's mouth. He probably does this with every prostitute he hires.
Oh my goodness. Ooh, this one's going on the explicit tag. No, it's fine. We probably already were going to do it anyway. Anyway, except for the part where it is implied that the main bad guy maybe had sex with Tim's mom and might be Tim's dad.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that. Okay, so let's do some quick kind of more detailed plot overview. We're not going to do a whole run through, but like Melissa said, there's this guy, there's the thing about this movie, it's very grimdark and very what's the word? I can't think of the right word, but it's very it relies upon itself so much.
Overly serious.
Yes, definitely. It's definitely overly serious and super grimdark, kind of in the same way that Bright was.
Which meshes hilariously with the fact that Tim's phone powers are the most bonkers, unrealistic thing I've ever seen.
I think it was a smart play on the movie maker's part to give it to us piece by piece.
Yeah.
Where at first they say, okay, now here's the thing. he's got glass shrapnel in his brain, and it didn't kill him. Now what happens, he can see little pulses around electromagnetic, like things that create electricity or have Wi-Fi signals.
Yeah, he just sees glowy light around phones and televisions, and he can hear what people are saying on their phones, which means that he must be just inundated with podcasts all the time. Like,
Yeah, he just kind of tunes into some rando's phone. He hears, and that's how I discovered horses have fingers for legs. Anyway, see ya, everybody.
yeah, he's just like listening. He's just riding on the bus, and he just hears like all he hears is Griffin McElroy's voice going, "When you nut in space."
No, hold on. It's when you nut in space and push you backwards.
Yeah, that's it. So no wonder he went like mad with power.
He instantly tries to go after the gang because the gang has basically attacked his friend Lucy and her brother.
Yeah.
Later, it's kind of revealed that Lucy's brother wouldn't join the gang, which apparently is a big deal because apparently every single person in this high school is in this gang.
Except Lucy and Tim are in this gang. Mm-hmm. Like, this is just a thoroughly, like, they've got, like, college recruitment level, like...
All of the cool kids with their pumped-up kicks are in this gang. And, this kind of goes back to the gritty, weird, grim, dark nature of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, it's meant to be kind of a modern thing about how there's all this crime, especially among the young population with, like, all the drugs and everything, and they're being controlled by older people, and it's like, you know, he's trying to make a difference, but he's really not.
Well, it's kind of hard to make a difference, maybe, when you pick the dumbest superhero name ever.
Yeah, he self-identifies himself as lowercase I...
Boy.
Very, very soon.
Yeah, and it's not like... I would understand it more if it had been something where he had been branded with the moniker and then just decided to stick with it. But no, Lucy texting him, not knowing it's him, asks what his name is, and he thinks about it. He legit gives it some thought and decides,
"You can call me
iBoy." And then she tells him it's a dumb name, and he had an out. He could have only told her and then told other people. He could have branded himself not as iBoy. Like, he could have taken that constructive criticism.
He could have said, "No, you're right," to the one girl who he actually kind of likes.
Yeah. He could have been like, "You're right. Never mind. Call me Black Hat or something."
No, but then what would the rebuttal
name
have been from that? "Call me I-Man." She would have been like, "That's pretty bad too."
He's like, "Just call me Tim Cook."
"I'm Tim Cook and I'm in your phone." Yeah, because he pretty soon figures out that he can send messages from an unknown source.
Yeah.
And that's what he uses to kind of terrorize the gang members a little bit.
Yeah.
Because the first thing he does to, like, quote unquote retaliate against them is do all sorts of weird stuff to the devices in their room because he can see through all their computers.
Yeah. Well, first he follows behind them and hacks into their phone, which you can tell because of the graphic on the screen that just says hacking in all capital letters, 0%.
Yeah, there's a weird graphical interface thing that follows him around where he basically, when he's using the internet, he sees a little graphical interface that shows up like a screen in front of his face.
Yeah.
And there's the hacking thing. There's also a scene where when he's like, he goes to like burn some cocaine or something, and he has to fight a gang member face to face.
Yeah.
Like, but here's the thing: he's sneaking up on them. He doesn't have to fight them.
Yeah.
But he goes, "I have the power of the internet on my side."
And then he's just watching a bunch of fighting videos on how to fight melded together while he's kicking this guy's butt.
Yeah, exactly, and it works, and it's like, okay. Any middle schooler can tell you watching a video on how to win a fight does not win a fight make.
Yeah.
It's just basically, and the weird thing is all the videos mesh together into a weird like red target that shows up on the guy's head and he goes, "Follow through with the strike."
Yeah, like somehow he merges a bunch of like YouTube videos and he manages to turn that into like the VAT system from Fallout.
Honestly, I think this deep learning AI tech that we've got in iBoy here is an interesting sign of the things to come in the tech industry.
Maybe. What I want to talk about real quick is, as Spider-Man said, with great power comes great responsibility. And I feel like this movie is an example of someone who gets great power but does not have that great responsibility. And I'd just like to discuss, I guess, like the variation between like different movie superheroes on like a scale of 1 to 10. How good are they at handling this brand new power they have?
All right, on the one hand, you've got near to the top but not great, like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Because there's the whole thing where the first thing he does, I guess is what a lot of superheroes do, where he kind of like, doesn't someone try to trip him in the lunchroom and he catches all the stuff on the tray?
Yeah.
And then like he jokes around and plays basketball really good against the bully
Yeah,
and everything? Yeah. So normally does what he does. And I guess even this is him at first just rebelling against the bullies, but then he becomes outright malicious about it.
Yeah. No, it would be as if Tobey Maguire got bitten by this radioactive spider and then immediately used that power, like as soon as he discovered he had cool spider powers and was very sneaky now, used that to sneak into his bully's room and get video of him jacking off and then show it to the whole school.
I thought you were going to kind of cook up an analogy. I guess that's a little on the nose, but no, that is what happens in the movie. He just gets video of him masturbating and then, plays it in front of in like a big school assembly, which,
yeah,
big oof.
Which is not great.
But
like you'd think he'd like start mild. Like if you're going to go that petty with your revenge, you'd think he would start out by like texting some girls embarrassing like pickup lines from the dude's phone or something like that.
No, he went straight for the jugular with that one. It's kind of funny because I do like the fiction now of Spider-Man just gonna get some dirt. But it's not even like his powers are tailored to that. He can't record through a spider. He just kind of is hanging outside the window with a video camera. And the guy just looks out like, there's someone out there?
I mean, I guess it's not like this guy's powers were specifically tailored for blackmail either, or tailored. He could do it more easily than Spider-Man. But, like, his powers are also really indistinct. He uses it to lock and rev a car's engine.
Yeah.
Which, cars' engines, famously not very, like, internet-y? But okay.
Well, here's the thing. It starts off as, okay, he can access anything accessed by the internet. He sees all these weird glows around phones and networks and buildings and everything, and he goes through the internet to find a lot of stuff. But midway through the movie, it slowly just becomes anything electronic. He can literally control the entire electric field of the entire planet, basically.
He can turn lights off. He can turn, like, televisions on and off.
Mm-hmm. And at the very end, he does release a gigantic shockwave of lightning that kills a man.
No, he goes full Thor at the end.
When I was watching this, I did lean over and I said to my girlfriend, I said to Kiara, I said, he's going to have lightning powers at the end, I bet. And I felt so validated when he started screaming right in the final confrontation, and I thought, no way is he gonna, and then just, it was really great. I loved it a lot.
Yeah, no, they just, like, really went ham with it. They're like, you know what metal shrapnel in your brain can do? This. Which, like, if they'd gone with a less overly serious setting, if this had been a comedy, I maybe could have suspended my disbelief more, but they juxtaposed these, like, bonkers powers with the most the most unfunny movie ever.
I think this is why it's actually a pretty interesting comparison if we put it next to Bright.
Yeah.
Because Bright is an example of a movie that, can be very grimdark at times, tries to kind of very clumsily handle some social commentary, maybe doesn't do a great job with it, but I feel like it never takes itself too seriously.
Yeah. I mean, it makes Will Smith say, we can't go through Elf Town, which just, like, alone carried the movie.
This movie does take itself a lot too seriously.
Yeah.
It's very much as if some teenager who's going through a lot of stuff was just fantasizing about, what if I could control electrics?
This sounds like the revenge fantasy of a teen who's, like, is living in a very bad neighborhood and is probably not having a good time, but just, like, concocts this story about what if he got phone powers.
Because here's the thing, he doesn't even try to reform or make things better. Because, again, I love how Lucy is the kind of only real normal character in this movie.
She's the voice of reason.
When he goes, man, because they're talking about iBoy as the classic
Yeah,
superhero
yeah.
thing, where they're talking about the superhero because he wants to see what the girl he likes thinks of them.
Yeah.
And he goes, I think he's doing good stuff. I think he's gonna like get people locked up and help. And she kind of looks at him and goes, "You're gonna have to do more than that to stop
Yeah.
widespread gang violence and like wealth inequality and people just selling drugs."
She's like, hey, I don't think you're going to be able to fix these large societal problems with your sick YouTube prank videos.
Yeah, because okay, what does he do? Let's rattle through it one at a time. What does he do? The first thing he does is hacks the guy's phone so he can listen in and find out who they're working for.
He doesn't end up finding out who they work for. He does end up broadcasting the aforementioned jacking off incident to the whole school. Then he locks them in a car and revs the engine.
Yeah, he starts revving the engine. He locks the doors.
Sets the car on fire.
Yeah, so before that, like, she's filling the car with smoke from the revving.
Yeah,
and there's one point where one of the guys legitimately is passed out.
Yeah.
Like, the guy says he's gone.
Yeah.
And
he's also filming all of this. Like, video of this does end up on YouTube.
it does?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't remember that part.
Yeah, no, like, they have, like, video of the car incident.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
He's just trying to get his YouTube views.
Yeah, he's just trying to get these views. Anyways, he does that. One of the guy breaks, tells him the name of one of the more upper level gang members. So then
The car explodes.
the car explodes.
Then after that.
He lets them out, the car explodes. Then he goes to the middling level gang member, first just hacks into the TV in their house and plays his sick YouTube prank video of himself just peeing all up in this guy's car, just like peeing all over the car, all over the interior of this guy's car. So he goes down to check out the
All right, welcome to my sick prank piss video. This is opening the car door. This is, well, here comes the piss. And it just kind of goes all over the dashboard. And the guy's watching the video of it. He obviously is very upset because, you know,
nobody likes pee in their car.
I mean,
Nobody likes pee in their car, Michael.
I bet.
Nobody likes pee in their car.
Let me just do a precursory Google search real quick.
No. All right. While you do that, I'm going to continue. Bad guy goes to What?
Okay. Okay. I guess this is just like the normal one, but I didn't know that the official term for it was urolagnia or something. It's a form of sexual excitement that's associated with the sight or thought of urine or urination.
No, thanks.
The term comes from the Greek language urine, human
No.
urinal. And then it says within the BDSM community, but then ... dots off. So I'm just gonna let
We're a
Google save
podcast
me
about Netflix, not about gross internet fetishes.
All right. Well, anyway, so he's pissing, and hopefully everyone is not into it.
Yeah, and the bad guy, the middle level gang member, I think his name is Desi or something like that.
Oh.
I don't think.
Oh wait, the guy who we got the name from in the car.
Oh,
that's Cuts.
Cuts
Cutz.
with a Z. Deep cuts.
Deep cuts.
First
on this
cuts
podcast.
is the deepest. Anyways, he goes. I don't know why I said Desi. He goes to
Desi
check
Cuts
out.
would be a double duo, but anyway, go on.
He goes to check out his pee car, and somehow like decides to bring literally everybody else in the room with him.
Yeah, he empties
He's like,
out his whole
nobody
hideout.
stay here. Everybody come look at my car. All of you.
We all got to go look at this piss because none of us are into it at all. We hate it.
Yeah, he's like, one of his friends is probably like sitting down and doesn't really want to get up, but he's like, we're all going, come on. So they all leave. Tim comes in. He hops on the table, kicks stuff off just to be a petty little bastard.
Yeah, he just kind of wrecks their shop, and I mean,
Yeah.
okay.
And then he finds the cocaine safe, breaks into it somehow. I don't
No, it
know
wasn't-
if it was an electronic safe.
Oh no, it wasn't a safe. It was just a speaker. Oh, because the whole point is like, so he's
Oh.
walking through the house and he has this weird whole scene where there's
Yeah.
music playing,
Yeah.
and he's like blowing stuff up, and it's supposed to look badass, but he's kind of just.
It kind of looks like a small child's like fantasy of wrecking a candy shop.
But so he's blowing up all these electronic things, and one of these big speakers blows up, but the other one doesn't blow up. So he goes, huh? And he pulls the cover off of it, and it's empty. There's no actual speaker stuff in there.
It's full of cocaine.
Yeah, so that's why that was the whole thing.
And then he grabs all of the cocaine.
And he snorts all of it right there on the table.
That would have been a whole different movie.
Yeah, he piles it up into like a skiing mogul's worth of cocaine, and he just plunges his face in it, and then he's gone.
No, he takes it home, and on his kitchen table, where his grandma could just walk in and see him, he doles out like 100 little bags, like little dime bags of cocaine.
He's putting them in little dime bags, and I just
writes smiley faces on them.
If his porn writing grandma had walked in,
yeah,
and just seen that, how does
what
that
was his
scene play out?
explanation going to be? He's like, "No, grandma, trust me. I'm doing this for crime fighting reasons."
Yeah, no, I'm going to use this to frame criminals. This isn't for me drugs. My drugs? No.
I'm holding them for a friend, grandma.
You can check my pee. It's on that man's car seat. There's no drugs you'll find here.
He's like, you can look at my sick YouTube prank channel where I do a video about how drugs aren't cool and kids should do books instead. Yeah.
So he basically frames a bunch of the gang members with this coke. You plants it on them, and then calls the police and sends them to locations, which, by the way, I guess that's how it works. I guess if you called the police or something and said, hey, I know where there are drugs, you could report them. But
they'd have to get some sort of search warrant. It would be kind of weird for that. But anyways, we're not here to... For the third episode we're not here to apply logic to this movie.
Yeah, what?
We're not here to apply logic to this movie because it's art. That's a fruitless task. Mm-hmm. And secondly, we don't know how cops work. As
shown in the third episode in a row. Anyway, so a lot of them get put in jail. They get really mad, so they go looking for him. They go on this whole raid where they literally go through all the houses of the entire city looking for anything electronic and smashing it.
Yeah, except somehow at the final scene, all of them still have their cell phones on them.
Uh-huh.
All of them they go on a whole mission to go destroy everybody's cell phones, and then all of them bring cell phones to the final confrontation.
Like they don't even know.
It's the dumbest thing.
It truly boggles the mind.
He figures out how to explode cell phones in the last thing, so he just burns their lithium-ion batteries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the last scene is actually kind of a little bit climactic and cool because there's this whole thing where they obviously take Lucy as a hostage.
Yeah.
What'd you expect? And the main guy, he doesn't try when he shows up in what's the main guy's name? Hennessy or something?
I can't remember. I just remember as him as drama queen man.
I got it in my minimal notes somewhere, which is all the diehard people who wanted me to report about.
He looks like if your high school principal turned evil.
Elman.
He looks like your evil high school principal.
Mm-hmm. And his name is Elman, and he's a huge dick.
Oh, and he's maybe Tom's dad, Tim's dad.
Who cares? Anyway.
Yeah, he just has a weird conversation with Tim in the car where he's like, "Hey kid, so."
I used to hang out with your mom back in the day.
He's like, maybe I touched your mom's butt. Heh.
Hey, he'd never. I'm literally crying and shaking right now. Elman would never do this. Yeah, so his name's Elman, and he holds a phone, and the kid blows it up.
Yep. But Lucy gets a gun briefly. It's the best part of the movie. Yeah, Give Lucy a gun, 2K18.
Mm-hmm. She deserves a gun all the time. And she does. Elman's walking up to her.
She does shoot him.
I think, isn't it that she tries to click the gun and she thinks it's empty?
Yeah.
And so he starts walking up to her, and then she shoots him in the shoulder.
Yeah.
And we're all just like, yeah.
Honestly, I would have liked it better if she had just kill shot. That's the end of the movie. Lucy just does him in.
That would have been much better than what actually happened.
Yeah.
Which is, let's take this blow by blow.
And Tim's like, I was saving my lightning powers for nothing. And she's like, sorry, I already got it.
Wait a minute. So wait, at the end, I can't remember. Does he still have his powers or not?
he still kind of has his powers. They're on the fritz because Elman kicks him in the head a bunch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, because he kicks him in the head. Because also there's the whole thing where, you know, he's getting really scared. He thinks he's going to kill Lucy or whatever.
Yeah.
So he screams, and we think, okay, maybe he's going to do that weird high-pitched whine thing that he could do earlier.
Yeah,
in Brains.
yeah.
But no, he just blows up, and a huge shockwave of electricity comes out.
Not killing him somehow.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's from him.
So
Anyway.
that makes it fine.
Yeah, because electrics.
That's how electricity works.
I don't know how electricity works, so I don't feel like I can comment. I am no engineer.
You are literally an engineer, but
I don't know if that's true.
yeah, so that's kind of the movie. Tim and Lucy kiss up on the roof. They have a weird it's just a weird scene in general because they're both talking on the roof and they both like are talking and then they kiss and it pulls away and there's like a picnic right behind them and there's been the picnic there the whole time and it doesn't say who set it up.
Wait, was it not implied that that was like their date or
Well, like they just like it didn't seem like they were on a date. It just seemed like there was like a picnic that appeared there behind them.
Yeah, that was a super weird ending. Anyway, in traditional speedrun fashion, we're going to blow through ratings real quick. Melissa, I need yours.
Oh man, okay. Fun. I'm gonna give it like a 3. It wasn't a very fun movie. Like
Fair.
it was just like the only thing fun about it was the bonkers phone powers.
All right, next, literary merit, go.
Literary merit, also like a 3 maybe. It tried to like do some societal commentary. It was bad. Horniness, I'm going to give it a 5 just for the one, like, he creepily watches people through their screen monitors like a pervy teenage boy.
And Elman's weirdly horny, but I don't want to address that right now.
He doesn't even, like, say anything directly horny. He just, like, gives off a horny energy.
Okay, for me, fun, 4, just because of the lightning stuff. Love that.
That's nice, yeah.
Literary merit, 2. Wasn't a good movie. Did not
Yeah.
care. Horny, I'm going to give it a 5. I think that was a good number.
Yeah.
All right, so I think both of our ratings are the same, and I think that's going to be whatever 11 divided by 3 is. All right, somewhere around a 3.7, which I don't have the spreadsheet up right now, but I think is probably the lowest rating so far.
Yeah, I think this is the lowest rating so far.
Which is fair, because it's time to dunk on iBoy.
Yeah.
Honestly, my honest opinion, though, I don't know. It was kind of dumb, kind of weird, but I still feel like I had a good time watching it. I don't know. I kind of feel like, I feel like I would recommend it, especially if you're just looking to watch something kind of brainless and trashy and new age Netflix, you know?
Yeah. I was hoping for like how dumb of a concept it was, it would be a little bit more fun. But like, if you want to watch a movie with a very dumb concept that is executed poorly, this is the movie for you.
Okay, that's a little bit like less glowing than my recommendations, but I think it's a lot more fair. So anyway, all right, but I think that's all we really have time for. This has been Are You Still Listening? The Speedrun Edition. Send us an email at AYSL Podcast if you get the chance.
Yeah.
We'll be coming back with some other movies next week. What are we talking about?
Little Evil.
Yes.
It's about Adam Scott, the one who's Ben Wyatt on Parks and Rec. He's the stepdad to the Antichrist.
Melissa's been watching it, and she says it's very, very good.
I'm excited.
Let's go watch it right now.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, good. Are you still... Wait, crap,
Peace.
no, hold on. My friend had a suggestion for the closer. Crap. Okay, Kyle Turbyfield, if you're out there, he's... crap, where'd it go?
You gotta find it, Michael.
Okay, Kyle said that we should say, something like, oh, as always, we'll keep talking if you keep listening.
Aw, that's a cute one.
I know, right? Let's try it to see how it goes. Okay, I'll say like the first part, then we say the last part together, okay?
Alrighty.
And as always, I'm Michael,
I'm Melissa.
and we'll keep talking
If you keep listening.
Cool, that was cool.
Nice.
All right,
Nice.
bye-bye.
Bye.